Hello again everyone, Armando with DLC Model Builders here, beginning a new build, and this is a kit I've been looking for the past couple of years. I had heard rumors that there had been a kit made of the original series Cylon Centurion. I know Mike Baldwin had casted it, and I've been looking for it, and I finally came across one and get a hold of it. It's a 1/6 scale solid resin kit. I've already done a little bit of prep work earlier today. The kit had a bunch of flash. As you can see, this is a piece of flash that I cut off here. The pouring pylon casting thing, whatchamacallit. And I also want to go ahead and do the light effect for the eye. Of course, this is a solid piece, so it poses some difficulties, but it has been done. There's a build online that is wonderful. I can show you. Let's see here. Here's a page. There's a page for you guys, and he did it as the Golden Commander. This is the same kit. You can check it out. I'm following more or less what he did, and in fact I've already drilled the hole through the leg. Now, in order to get the wiring up there, I had to get creative. So I drilled a hole through the middle of the thigh first that would reach the knee. As you can see, it's a fairly large hole. I used a big drill bit and a regular drill. Then for the bottom one, I used the same drill bit, but it wasn't long enough to reach the knee, so I had to use an even wider one that would be long enough. And I was just very careful and aimed it towards the same spot, and boom, they connected. I couldn't believe how lucky I got. But as you can see, I've already passed one wire through. Negotiating the bend was a little difficult, but once I got it through, it went through. Now the next step will be to drill a hole through here someplace and up the waist, and another one through here and up into the neck, and then a hole into the head through here. I'll have to core out that visor area, and I'm planning on using probably SMDs, red SMDs. I guess about 8 would be enough, and hooking them up to a chaser board. Now I would like to also have the sound, the iconic sound from the show. I don't want any imitations. There's a board out there that does have sounds for the reimagined Centurion, and it's a pretty cool board, but I don't know that the sound is exactly what I would look for. I was checking out the reimagined Battlestar Galactica today to hear the sound, because I also want to build the reimagined Centurion. As you can see, I've already got it opened up and I'm checking the parts out, but this video is about the original series, so I do want to get these sounds accurate. I believe I'll use the wonderful services of my friend Boyd Crompton and his new soundboards. He told me he'd build it for me, so the thing to do would be to get the appropriate chaser board and the soundboard and make them go together so that it sounds like the iconic sound from the show. But anyway, right now I need to prep these parts, wash them up. Haven't done that yet. I just got into the prep part of cutting off the flash and drilling the hole to see if it was feasible, and I'm happy to report that it is. So I'll get them prepped and then begin the process of primering, the usual stuff, and I'll do him as a silver version, not the gold version. But anyway, I'll keep you guys apprised. Talk to you soon. Update on my TOS Cylon Centurion, guys. Hello again. Okay, done quite a bit of work. I decided I'd give Arduinos a shot finally. Took the plunge. Got myself a couple of Arduino Uno clone boards. Purchased them from a supplier here in the States. Got 3 of them for $5.95 a piece, along with a breadboard which I believe cost me about 10 bucks. And these jump wires, a full set of them, I think it was like $7. I have to go back and look at my invoice. So it was a pretty cheap setup. I could have gotten the Uno boards cheaper for $3.95, but they would have come from China and it would have taken about 30 days. I didn't want to wait that long. So what I went ahead and did was I did some research on how to program this thing. It turns out it's pretty simple. There's a lot of programs out on the web to do a lot of effects pre-made by people who know how to program these things. They're called sketches. Short paragraphs of code that you can actually just copy and paste onto the Arduino software, which is freely downloadable from the Arduino website. You download the software into your computer and then you copy and paste the code or sketch onto the compiling window. And when you're ready, when you have all the connections done from your board to the breadboard, which is essentially just like a work board where you can connect things up and see how they work, you then upload the code into the board, essentially programming it through a USB cable that's provided, and then you activate it, and it works. This effect is a very common effect. It's called the Larson scanner, named after Glenn Larson, the producer of the original Battlestar Galactica and the Knight Rider. If you'll remember, Kid also had the same effect in his eye. And I set it up initially with 8 LEDs, 3mm LEDs, and it works to perfection. I even put a potentiometer on there because the sketch provides for me to slow down or speed up the effect using a potentiometer. Let me show you. I hope the connections are a little quirky here because of the context. So, yep, it's a little fast. Okay, there. I'm varying the speed. So obviously I wasn't going to use these LEDs with a Centurion. I was going to use SMDs, so I hooked up an SMD to test if it would work, and it works very nicely. The LEDs have resistors connecting the rows. The SMD comes with its own resistor, so I didn't put a resistor. As you can see, I put a jump cable. Now the actual sketch and a really cool video on how to do this I obtained online. The sketch I got from a place called Instructables.com, but you can do a Google search for the Larson scanner Arduino effect, and you'll find a lot of them out there. As far as the video itself that I used to learn how to connect the Arduino board, it is this one by Sam Lin. I went ahead and subscribed to his channel, 8 LED Larson scanner. Making a simple Arduino controlled Larson scanner with a speed controlled by a potentiometer. Just follow his instructions to the letter, and there's a little confusion on where to hook up the cables, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just do them in sequence, and once you get them hooked up, I mean, it's idiot-proof. You can't. I mean, I'm not a programmer, and I was able to figure it out. So I'll definitely be using this for a lot more effects and a lot more stuff on my bills, and I'll save a ton of money because the alternatives out there are getting rather pricey. The Uno board is a little big, as you can see, but the Nano board is smaller, and I am told you can do the same effects and a lot of the same things on it. So I don't know, I may use this one, I can hide it in the base, or I may scale it down to a nano board. I haven't decided yet. Right now I'm working on the head. I went ahead and I drilled 8 holes one after another and then connected them to create a trench which goes right through. I aimed them all towards the central hole and connected them all. Then I widened the trench slightly so that the SMD fits flush inside the trench and will not protrude. And then I took a piece of clear styrene. Let me find it. It's in the box here someplace. I hope. Oh, I know I put it in here last night or the night before when I was working on it. It was a pain in the neck. I hope I didn't lose it. Okay. Alright, well I'll find it and I'll show it to you when I do. What I did was I took a piece of clear styrene, this styrene, cut a little strip and trimmed it to size to fit over that, and sanded it so it would fit correctly, and hazed it on the back, and I plan on painting it with the smoke Tamiya, and that'll be the covering of the LEDs in that trench. The bottom of the strip will be blocked because the scanner effect, if you look at the series, tended to run on the top of the trench on the Centurion. So I wanted to look as authentic and faithful to the show as possible, so I'll be doing it that way. The sequence of painting that I'm going to do is I'm gonna install all the SMDs where I want them, glue them in place, and set it all up. I'm going to put the transparent plastic thing on, glue it on, wait till it dries on. Once I'm happy with all that, I'm going to mask it, and then I'm going to primer and paint the head. The reason I want to do it this way is because I don't want to mess with a painted trench to which I have to install SMDs and glue a plastic, clear plastic strip to, because I may ruin the paint job, and handling the paint job is not what I want to do if I can avoid it. So I'm going to reverse my sequence a little bit and do some electronics work and some installation and modding before I actually do the painting. But that'll be alright. This is about the most complicated part of this build anyway. Everything else is just a question of putting it together and painting it. So I'm excited about this build. It's cool. And oh, just so you know, the supplier for this, Jack Shields is his username on the clubhouse.net, is got these on sale again. So you can go to the clubhouse.net forum and look him up and ask him for one if you're interested. I bought a second one which I received the other day, and I plan on doing one as a gold Centurion and the other one as the chrome Centurion. So should be a fun couple of builds. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Lots of work done on my TOS Cylon Centurion over the last couple of nights. Okay, let's see. I was able to wire in, I was able to install and wire in 8 SMDs, although I had a big setback yesterday in threading the wires through the torso. I accidentally pulled in 3 SMDs into the head. SMD 1, 6, and 8, counting from right to left on your image. And let me tell you, once those things are in there, there's no way to get them out. I had to pull them out the neck, and in doing so I ruined 2 of the 3. I was able to salvage one. The other 2 are lost. They came off, the wire came off, and that's soldering those things is so small that I'm not even going to bother. So I replaced them. I used a length of 28 gauge wire, which is a little stiffer than 30 gauge and definitely stiffer than what comes with the SMDs, this stuff. and I put a slight bend on it and pushed in, and I was able to negotiate the 90-degree angle, and it popped out the other side down the neck. And then I soldered in the two tails of the SMD to it and pulled it through, and it went right on in. So once that was done, I rewired the SMDs to their appropriate wires and then hooked up the wires to the Arduino board. After some fiddling around with the contact, I used the, by the way, those are the 1000 ohm resistors that come with these SMDs. They're rather high. I took off the covering so I could actually check the resistors value, and they are 1000 ohm. So I had to use these instead of the 470s. I plugged them all in, plugged the SMDs in, fiddled around with the contacts until I got them just right, and lo and behold, I've got myself a Cylon roving eye. Granted, it's not aligned yet or pretty. I know I have to stick those SMDs in, but it works. And I can vary the speed with the potentiometer, although the contacts are kind of iffy right now, so I'm not going to do that. It took me like 10 minutes of fiddling around before I could get all the SMDs to light up at once with the sequence, because the contacts on that breadboard are kind of screwy. But it's successful, so now the next step will be to glue the SMDs into position, align them as straight as I can. Then I will glue in the hazed strip of plastic. Let me show you that. I couldn't show it to you on the last segment because I didn't know where it was, but I found it. Yep, there it is. Just a sec, guys. I apologize for the moving camera. Oh, come on, dude. Let me just set this here for a sec. Okay. So this is a hazed strip of transparent styrene. It has been sanded on the inside with 600 grit, and it fits in the eye socket. I trimmed it so it fits. I will smoke it. I will paint it with Tamiya smoke first. Then I will glue it in place after the SMDs are in. Okay. Actually, that looks kind of cool. I think this is going to work great. Then once it's all glued in place and I like the way it looks, I will mask it with tape and isolate it, and then I'll proceed with the paint job on the Centurion. As I explained before, I think this is the best sequence for this build, at least for myself, because that way I've gotten all the electronics and everything wired in, everything is set, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So anyway, that's the TOS Cylon Centurion. Thanks for watching, and I'll come back with another update soon. Talk to you later.